Hello and welcome to this simple Unity tutorial on how to get the current game version information from a text file online and download the latest version should you require it. As you can see, I've created a simple canvas with an image, a text and two buttons on it. This will enable us to download the update file should it be required. Okay, so let's get on with some coding. First thing we need to do is create a new C# script. We can call this whatever, get from web. Once that's compiled, we'll open it up in Visual Studio. We'll delete these because I don't like them. Okay, the first thing we need to do is add some using statements. Okay, the first thing we need is a link to our canvas. We'll just call it canvas. We need a public string version number. We need a public string, I don't know, text file URL. And finally we need one more string. What should we call this? File URL. Okay, now we need to add a couple of coroutines, one to get the text file and one to get the update file should we require the update file. So if we jump down here and we'll just paste in a simple web request coroutine that I have stored in my little code snippets. We'll change the name of the coroutine to get version number. Okay, in the URL we will put version number. Okay, we'll just nick this using Unity debug statement because we're using system. It will overwrite, and in this little section is where we'll do all of our coding. So let's just chuck that in there for the sec. So I've got it ready. Now what we want to do is we want to check the version number against the version in our text file. So we'll do if version number is not equal to www.downloadhandler.text. Actually, we get rid of that, pop that in there, and then we'll create a simple message. Version number mismatch. Your version is version all butterfingers, version number plus the current version is plus w.downloadhandler.text. Okie doke, if we save that and jump back into Unity now, we'll create an empty game object. What should we call this? Check version. Okie doke, and then we'll need to add that to the game object. Oops, didn't mean to do that. We need to add our update canvas in there. We'll do our current version number, 1.00. We need a URL for the text file. So we'll paste our URL in there. And I've made a quick mistake in here. We don't want to get the version number. We need to get the text file URL. Finally, before we forget, we need to start the coroutine. Start coroutine. Get version number. We'll save that. And if I've done everything correctly, when we run this, it should come up with a version mismatch. Yep, as we can see, your version is 1.0, current version is 1.10. Okay, so that's getting the current version number down. If we now go back in, we can do an else, and we'll nick that again. We'll paste that into there and put your current, let's change it to cats, current version is up to date. Okay, let's save that, jump back into Unity. We'll now change our current version number to 01, which is the same as the version number on the text file. And as you can see, it says our current version is up to date. Now if we change that back again and run it, as you can see, we've got a version mismatch. Right, the next thing to do, obviously, if we've got a version mismatch, we need to open up this canvas. So we'll start by deleting the canvas. I meant disable the canvas, not delete it. Okie doke, so if we jump back into the script, where we've got this debug message, we'll set our canvas to true. So CAN, did I call it canvas? Yeah. Canvas dot game up. Set active true. Okay, that should now bring the canvas up. We need to write a couple of functions on for our buttons. So we want public void, I don't know, download update. public void cancel update. Okey-doke, so these are BR functions that our buttons will call. Okay, let's get rid of that error. And we'll just check that if we get a version mismatch, our canvas is enabled. We might as well hook this one up straight away. We can nick that piece of code, paste it into there, and we'll just set that canvas to false. Okay, jump back into Unity. We go down to the No button. We'll add an on-click event. Check version, get from web, cancel update. And on this one, we need to add the download update. Okay, let's just go back, check our current version is a mismatch. Okay, let's see what that's saying. I'm sure I put the canvas in there. No. Now let's try it. So as you can see, we had the version mismatch, so the canvas come up. We can close the canvas down. And if our version is correct, it shouldn't do anything. As it says our canvas is up to date. Okey-doke. We put that back to 0, 0. Okay, so we now need to do another coroutine. Okay, so we copy and paste the current coroutine that we've got. We'll change the name. Get file update. We need to change the URL. To the file path URL. So for the minute we can delete that because that's will be used to run the installer. Okay, up here we need a string file path. This is to save the update file. Equals path dot combine application dot persistent data path plus the name of our exe data dot exe. Okay, now what we've got to do is change the download handler to receive a file. So www.downloadhandler equals new download handler file, and the string path will be the file path. Okay, that should all that's needed to download the update file. We just need to start the coroutine on the click of the button. Get file update. Okey-doke, save that. Jump back into Unity. I need to paste my URL from the update file into there. If we just check my persistent data path folder, you can see it's empty. And with a bit of luck, it should open up the canvas and download the file. Okay, so there's an update available. Would you like to download it? Yes. But we haven't closed the canvas, so we've got to do that. But if we now look, we can see the updaters in there. Okey-doke, so we need to jump back into here, start coroutine. Set the canvas to false. Right, the last thing we need to do then is to write the function to actually download the file and run it. Sorry, we already downloaded it, so we just need to write a function to run it. So public void run installer. Okey-doke, and we call that down in this else statement here. Okay, we want to nick that. Right, now we just need to write the code to download the file itself. Right, okay, so we need to start a new process. Process start info. I don't know why I did that. Download file equals new okay. Download file dot file name equals file path. Right, we now run the process, so using PR process equals process dot start and we want to start the download file process. Close that off. Okay, and in here we just want to do application dot quit to quit our application, so the installer can do its business. Because it won't quit, we'll just put a debug message in showing us that it's actually quitting in the inspector. Quit game. Right, so I think I've covered everything. We've got a path, process start. Okay, with a bit of luck, when we run this now, it says there's a new update available. If we click yes, yep, it's run our fake updater. So there you go. There's how to grab a version number from a text file, download and run the installer. I will make the project files available on my Discord channel, so don't forget to like and subscribe to this video, and please feel free to join me on my Discord channel. Link will be in the description below.